All right, let's look at your work. First thing first, you need to be in mode 1 and not 3, so not smooth preview on your mesh. So you need to be in mode 1, like that, not smooth preview. Okay, so let's put back everything in mode 1 so we can see the way it's built. All right, so now your character just doesn't have enough. It's just not working because, let me right here, for example, it's too bulky. Um, you need to have more, you need to add loops inside it. You gotta insert edge loops, which I can't even do because your mesh is hey, a mesh loop like that, for example, and a mesh loop. Yeah, it's gonna be hard the way you build the mesh. Um, like one right here that goes across, for example. So no, that one. Yeah, for example, something like that that goes all across. You do a couple of them like that. All right. And then after that, you select them from the outside, for example, and you can start scaling them. All right, or move them in. You can move them in right here, and you start running up your mesh and also scaling them inside. Start run it up, and do that with all those lines, obviously with less and less every time. So you really roll up your shape, and you have to be doing it. All right. So that's the first thing, and you have to do that big time. Like bring it in like really much like that, and you'll have to readjust the points also right here. Same thing for the arm; that needs more definition than that. Um, and you did the diamond. That works. But the pinching, you've done it under right here, and the bending and the diamond is right here. If you did the diamond right here, you need to do the pinching right here on the front. So that would not work at all with bones. When you're going to animate it, it's going to tweak awful. All right. Now your shoulders are just not don't have enough definition either. You need to add more to the shoulder, round it up more also under it. This is just way too bulky. All right. Now, um, for the legs and arms, same thing. For the legs as the arms, you add it's way too square. You need to add big time edge loops, all right, in the front, but your mesh is not done properly right here, so um, it won't go all across on the edge loop, and that will be a problem for you at one point. You would have to redo that mesh, and let's see, and then you would do the same thing I just showed you. You would let me see that right here. You would bring that one in to start run up the mesh, all right, and you could bring that one out slightly also to run up the mesh even more. Okay, see how it's getting more rounded? You catch my drift? So you got to do that with pretty much everything. Now let's look at the hands. With the hands, first of all, you have way too much into it. There's no need to have, well, what's going on here? Yeah, you have a problem with the fingers. That would have to be done. That's not properly done at all. Um, and you have way too much. You're not changing much of the shape at all right here. So why having so much? You would have more like that if you were actually using them, which you should have. All right, by just bringing those things down more, or using the soft mode selection option right here, and you can select part of them. You'll have a little fall off. Oops, that one isn't enough. Right. bring it down like that. All right, you need to start redoing things like that and then reshaping it properly. All right, so now those hands are just not even close to be there. Um, as well as the body is not finished, it's a good start. All right, let's look at the feet. Let's put them in one. It's not bad at all, but again, you're not adding enough to it with the geometry. You got to start playing more with the geometry, but it's better. The feet are better already. All right, but I feel they're too flat, too square. You could just go in again and insert an edge loop, for example, right here, and even scale it after that to get a little bit more, for example, and start to create a sole maybe of the shoe. All right, and that might be a little higher sole, so maybe you go in and you select the lower part of the vertices right here and bring them up. All right, and then and then starting rounding it up, I really feel that those edges right here, that one, for example, let me go out of this section now. That one, for example, should be way more inside right here. We have a problem with the mesh. You have a non-manifold. That's not going to work either. You see right here? Actually, right here, you have a non-manifold. Basically, that object is not legal and will not import in a video game. It just won't work. All right? The game engine won't take it because of that. So that needs to be fixed. And most likely, you have you need to look at it. You need to weld points probably right here. So those, for example, yeah, right there. Those right there, and that one. Those two right here. See right there, that one. If you have two more, that's why. That's the problem. You have dual mesh. So you need to put them back together and merge to center. Mine is merge to center. Yours is merge to component center. All right, and you probably have to do that with a couple of them. All right. Let's look at the other one. Yeah, you have a problem with the other one also. Move it here. That. Let me see. Yeah, you have the same problem here. That needs to be so they need to be welded basically together. All right, or that like that's not very important basically. Now here, for example, you're not changing shape. So if you're not changing shape, you don't need that loop at all right here. Why would you have a loop right there if you're not changing shape? So select that edge and then add other edges somewhere else that you use to change the shape. All right, that's pretty much how it works. Now let's look at the head. The head is not too bad, but it's a little pointy, uh, and you have some major problem right here with the head, and that's not gonna work either. You can't use that in video game. You have a hole, I think, and when you have a hole, it doesn't work. You know, basically the engine right here, you have like a mess that needs to be fixed by closing the hole and making sure that no polygons are more than 4 edges. So yeah, that the head will not work in the game at all because you can't import it, and it would be very hard to unwrap too, actually. So you lose points there too. That's pretty much it. So you need to do your job better, basically. It's just that those items will just are not finished and they're not clean or anything like that. They just won't work in a game, so they're not worth anything for a game team. Um, you need to finish your work basically, and no holes, thing that follow the specification what we taught in the class, so the mesh can work in the game engine.